We were living in Block 20, which is sort of in the middle of the camp. The orchards were up, I would say, about half a mile toward the mountains. And my mother told me years later that she used to walk up there after we had all left, after breakfast, and go up to the orchard and sit there and cry. And she said she did that every day for a couple of weeks, and none of us knew that. And then she decided that that was kind of a useless thing to do, so she stopped doing that, and she looked around for things she could do in the camp.
Well, when we went there, it was just being built. The plumbing was not ready yet, and they had big ditches dug, and they had outhouse on the side. Everybody had their immunization shots, and they were sick and in line for the outhouse. It was pretty awful. We got a bag that we were supposed to put straw in it for mattress. And at that time, we got 2 navy blankets, a navy pea coat, pea jacket. The buildings just had tar paper on the outside, and the boards were not, the floorboards were not completely close together, so you could see the dirt down below.
When you go up to 395 and then the camp gate was there, when there's a highway patrol standing there with an army guy with a submachine gun, Thompson submachine gun, that ain't a funny feeling. And you look at the camp and the first block wasn't even finished yet now. It was half finished. And you could see icicle hanging on the faucet. And you could see smoke coming out of these chimneys, you know, and it's dark, you know, and the sun had gone over the hill.
Oh, that's right, that's right. 6
Man, my heart went just like that when that guy standing with a submachine gun like that crossing the highway. Nobody was going to escape. What the heck? What for? Nobody even thought about it. But when there's somebody standing on the highway like that, you're turning around and going to the gate, you get a funny feeling, boy. I really did.
The trains had stopped in Lone Pine, and they took us all off the train, and we had to haul all those duffel bags and everything, and they put us on a bus. I think it was a school bus. It was a rickety old bus. And I pulled up to Manzanar. And when everyone saw that tarpaper city, it was just silence. People were so disillusioned. Well, we got off, and then they didn't offer us any food or anything like that. They gave us this little muslin bag, and it was such loose weave in the muslin. You could see through it, and a little string. And they told us, here, go to that wash house. It was the laundry room. And there was one naked little light bulb burning. And there's a pile of hay outside. You go fill that. That's your mattress for the duration. So we were stuffing it. People were glum and silent. We're stuffing it. And my brother said, hey, Grace, I want to be like the baby Jesus, asleep on the hay. And then everybody started laughing. You know, young and old, they were all it just broke the ice. And the first time there was any smile that's on anybody's faces, because I guess it tickled their funny bone.
As we kept going, it got warmer and warmer and warmer, and we still didn't know where we were at. And I could see from the, from the front, the window where the bus, the bus driver has to see. Through there, I could see way out yonder in the desert, all these barracks. And some men without their shirts on because it was so hot, and they're brown. And I didn't even know they were Japanese, they were so brown. And you could see the heat waves. And I said to the person sitting next to me, I says, oh, I'm sure glad I don't live in a place like that. And what do you know? After a while, I don't know how long it took after I said that, the bus turned right in there. And I'm telling you, my heart sank down to my toes. I was just devastated. I said, oh, this desert. Because you know, when you go from this island where you have the water, the mountains, and the green trees and everything, and then you're in a desert and the heat and just all those desert plants, oh, couldn't even describe it.
I was on the, well, I guess I was on the verge of crying. I did not cry. I did not cry until that night when we got into the bed, into the cot with the mattresses that were filled with straw ticking. And we didn't know what was happening. I was, 16, my sister was 13, and we just didn't know what was happening. We just went there because we were told to be there. We went along. And it was just a shocker for us. And that night is the first night that I just cried because I said, what is this? We don't know how long we're going to be there. But I did have the luxury of having my older brother with me. My eldest sister, she had gotten married right before camp. And so she went with us, but she went to another barrack from us. But my little sister, my sister older than me, and my brother, four of us were in one little barrack room.